Hey, good day everyone. Welcome to my channel, Mathematics of Today's Generation. Kung bago ka pa lang dito sa channel ko, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. At pakihit na rin sa notification bell para updated kayo sa mga panibagong videos na i-upload ko. Okay, by the way, if you are a mathematics contestant, a math coach, or a mathematics enthusiast, then this tutorial is for you. Okay, without further ado, let's begin. We are now on problem number 30, an algebra problem number 21. Okay, this problem is taken from the previous Philippine Mathematical Olympiad, and we can classify this problem as a function problem, specifically the domain and range problem. Now, suppose that a real valued function f has a domain the interval negative 1 to 1, then what is the domain of the function f evaluated by f of 3 minus x over 3 plus x? Okay, so before we solve this problem, we are going to review first some basic concepts that are very helpful in solving this type of problem. So let's begin. So recall, we need to recall the way of finding the domain and range of a square root function. A square root function defined by this. We have first f of x is equal to the square root of r squared minus x squared, and the other one we have f of x is equal to negative square root of r squared minus x squared. So here, since there is no value for the square root of a negative number, so it means we need to set the radicand must be greater than or equal to 0. So we set here, we set the r squared minus x squared must be greater than or equal to 0. In the same way here, so we set the r squared minus x squared must be greater than or equal to 0. After setting such expression, we're going to solve for x in terms of r. So this follows that by applying the addition property of inequality, we now have r squared is greater than or equal to x squared. And reversing this, we now have, or by symmetry, we have x squared is less than or equal to r squared. Okay, so by extracting the square root of both sides of the inequality, we now have, cancel that out. So since the inequality symbol is this one, less than or equal to, this means that the values of x, they are in the range or between negative r to r. So, and the domain of this function is from the interval negative r to r. So if we write that in interval notation, so we have the domain of f is just from negative r to r. So the question is, what is the range? The range of this function, f of x defined by this. So starting from 0 up to positive r only. Okay. So if you have doubt, you can draw this one, and you will see that the range of this function is from 0 to r only. On the other function, so their domain are the same, so we can find it that the domain of this is from negative r to r. However, the range differs. So the range of this function is from 0 to negative r. So the opposite of this one, because we have a negative symbol outside. So now let us have examples for this. So example number 1. So if we try to find the domain and range of the function f defined by f of x is equal to the square root of 9 minus x squared, then Again, we set, so for solution, okay, we set 9 minus x squared must be greater than or equal to 0. And take note, 9 can be written as 3 squared. Then minus x squared is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, and using the derived intervals for the domain and range, we found that the domain of this function is just from a -3 to +3, while the range of that function is from a 0 to +3. Since our sign outside is positive, so that's why we have 0 to +3. So how about this example number 2? We have f of x is equal to negative the square root of 25 minus x squared. Okay, so then again, okay, we're going to set, okay, the radicand must be greater than or equal to 0. It's setting, okay, 25 minus x squared must be greater than or equal to 0. Then take note that 25 can be written as 5 squared. Then we have x minus x squared is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, here we need not to solve for x, but we directly find the domain, okay, of this function because we already derived the general interval for the domain and range. So this follows that the domain of this defined function now is just from -5 to +5. While okay, the range of this function okay, is from 0 to -5 because we are dealing with the second example okay, for the square root function. Okay, so much for this. You are going to recall okay, another concept okay, that is applicable also in solving that problem. Okay, so let us also recall okay, the concept for a rational function. So if we have a rational function f defined by f of x is equal to g of x divided by h of x, okay, here h of x must not be equal to 0. Because if this is 0, okay, the function okay, becomes undefined. So that's why okay, we restrict okay, the denominator must not be equal to 0. Now, if we combine okay, the square root okay, function and the rational function, so we can express now as if we define a function, okay, f of x is equal to, shall we say, 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared. So, we need to find the domain okay, of this. Okay, because our problem is we need only to find the domain. Okay, so finding the domain of this function, so this follows that we assume that the 1 minus x squared must be greater than 0 only. Okay, because the denominator must not be equal to 0. And okay, this one must be greater than or equal to 0 and not equal to 0. It means we remove the equality symbol okay, in the denominator. Okay, so since we already know okay, the process of finding the domain of this, okay, we can immediately rewrite the domain okay, of this function f is just, okay, we use the parentheses okay, to mean that the number here is not included in the set. So we have -1 to +1. So it means okay, we can define okay, a function f just like this one that has a domain okay, the interval -1 to +1. So it means we're going to use this function and we evaluate okay, this function okay, by 3 minus x over 3 plus x. Okay, now okay, using the defined function here, this one, so we now have f of 3 minus x over 3 plus x is equal to 1 over the square root of 1 minus, so our x is 3 minus x over 3 plus x quantity squared. Okay, so then simplifying this expression, so this follows that we have a 1 over the square root of a 1 minus, so expanding this, we now have 9 minus 6x plus x squared over 9 plus 6x plus x squared. Okay, then simplifying this expression, so this follows that we have 1 over the square root of, so multiplying this expression to 1, so we now have 9 plus 6x plus x squared. Then we distribute the negative 1 outside, so negative 1 times 9, so we have negative 9. Then negative 1 times negative 6x, we have positive 6x. Then negative 1 times positive x squared, so we now have negative x squared. All over a 9 plus 6x plus x squared. Okay, then simplifying the expression in the numerator here, 9 minus 9 equals 0, and x squared minus x squared is equal to 0. So this means we can write this one as 1 over the square root of 6x plus 6x, so we have 12x. Okay, then factoring this out, so we now have a 3 plus x quantity squared. Okay, so from here, we're going to find the domain of the function f defined by this function now. Okay, so setting the denominator 12x over 3 plus x quantity squared to be greater than 0, just like what we did here. Okay, then we're going to find the critical numbers or critical values of this inequality. Okay, what is the critical value? The critical value, it is a number that can make the expression is 0 or undefined. So that makes critical. Hence, the critical numbers and this inequality are we have 0 and a negative 3. Why? Because if we substitute 0 here 12 times 0 is 0. So that's why it becomes a critical number. The negative 3 plus negative 3, so we have 0. So that makes undefined, okay, because we have a 0 denominator. Okay. So after this, okay, we're going to create disjoint intervals. Okay, so this was the function that we have derived. It's equal to this one, and the critical numbers are 0 and negative 3. So these numbers, they divide the real number line into 3 disjoint intervals. If we're going to visualize this, so using the number line, so we have here 0, we have here negative 3. So these numbers divide, as I said, to 3 disjoint intervals. So starting from here, going to negative infinity, and starting from here, a negative 3 to 0, and lastly, we have 0 going to positive infinity. So therefore, the disjoint intervals they are as follows. We have negative 3 going to negative infinity, then negative 3 to 0, and 0 to positive infinity. And after this, okay, we're going to create a table of signs. Okay, and we're going to determine the interval that could make the inequality a true inequality. So, looking back with our inequality, we have 12x over 3 plus x quantity squared must be greater than 0. So now, the table of signs, so we have here, so we're going to write the expressions, first we have 12x, then we have 3 plus x, then quantity squared. Then lastly, we have 12x divided by 3 plus x quantity squared. And here, the disjoint intervals, we have a negative 3 going to negative infinity, then negative 3 to 0, and lastly, we have 0 to positive infinity. Okay, so in evaluating each of these expressions, okay, we're going to get some piece points. So since we have negative 4 in this interval, so we're going to use negative 4 as our piece point. Then here, we have negative 1 or negative 2 okay, as our piece point. So I'll use negative 1. And here, we have positive 1, positive 2, and so on. So I'll use positive 1 as my piece point. Then after this, okay, we're going to substitute each of these points okay, in our expressions. So starting from here, negative 4, so 12 times negative 4, so you have negative 48. So it means all of the numbers here okay, could result a negative value for 12x. So we have negative here. Then from here, we have negative 1. So 12 times negative 1 is negative 12. So it means all of the numbers in this interval can make 12x a negative number. So we have negative here. Okay, we have 1, 12 times 1. So we have positive 12. So it means positive result here. Next, here, we have 3 plus negative 4. We have negative 1. Then quantity squared. So it means positive 1. So in short, all of the numbers here would make the this expression a positive value because there is no negative result here. It's either 0 or a positive value. So we have now, but the disjoint intervals that we have can make the expression a positive value. We have positive, positive, and positive. Then dividing this negative divided by positive, so we have negative. Then negative divided by positive, so we have negative. And positive divided by positive, so we have positive. Okay. So now, going back with our inequality, so this expression must be greater than 0. So that means we only need to get the interval that has a positive result. So based from the table of signs, okay, we're going to take only this interval from 0 up to positive infinity. Why? It's because okay, it results a positive value. Thus, okay, we can say that the domain of f okay, defined by this one, f of 3 minus x divided by 3 plus x okay, is okay, from 0 up to positive infinity. Okay, so that's it. I think it's a good place to start.